Okay, so ano ba yung inventory systems? So these are systems used to account materials issued and ending materials inventory or ending merchandise inventory na dapat. So the system can be used the system that can be used can be either periodic inventory system or perpetual inventory system. So ano ba ang kaibahan ng dalawa? So we have here the differences or a comparison between the two inventory system. So again, this inventory system will help us know how do we record the manner of recording transactions under periodic inventory system is different from that of a perpetual inventory system. So before we go to that, to the specific details, I'd like also to say that yung periodic inventory system is more applicable for those companies na nagme-maintain ng maraming klase ng inventory, different types of inventory, tapos voluminous. Like for example, if you're talking about grocery store, so if they don't have a computerized system, for example, so it will be better for them to implement periodic inventory system. So periodic inventory system again is applicable, more applicable to those company na nagme-maintain ng maraming inventories of low na value. Whereas yung perpetual inventory system naman is more applicable for those companies na meron lang kukunting inventory pero of high or of huge value, big value siya. So example natin yan, mga car companies or mga car dealers. So say for example, let's say Toyota. So ang Toyota, they only have limited number of inventory. So siguro meron lang silang on hand na inventory, like for example, meron silang Fortuner na on hand na isa, dalawa, So ang kanila namang Vios, for example, isa, dalawa lang. So I mean, it's very minimal. The quantity is just small, but the value of the item is malaki, so something of value. So yun yung sa perpetual inventory system. But specifically, what are the differences between these two inventory systems? So una, in relation to the accounts used in recording transactions. So under periodic inventory system class, you'll be using these account titles. So when you purchase the goods, you're going to purchase inventory, you're going to debit ito purchases. Pag meron tayo na incur na transportation cost, say for example, we are the buyer and it was shipped FOB, shipping point, then we recognize freight in. We also recognize purchase discounts and purchase returns and allowances. So we use this account titles: purchases, freight in, purchase discount, tapos purchase returns and allowances under periodic inventory system. So meaning, pag nakakita kayo ng ganitong mga accounts, then you would say that this company is implementing a periodic inventory system. Now, dito naman sa perpetual inventory system, take note that ang gagamitin niyang account title, so is change ko lang this should be merchandise inventory, kasi pag material yan, parang implying na manufacturing siya. So you only you debit the account title that you're going to use is merchandise inventory account. So instead of using itong 4 accounts na nandito, kapag merong movement, no, sa physical flow ng inventory, so i-record mo agad. Say for example, or i-record mo agad sa merchandise inventory account. Like, for example, pag merong purchases, nag-acquire yung entity ng goods, no, which are intended for sale, so instead of debiting purchases, magde-debit siya ng merchandise inventory account. So, yan yung sa perpetual. So, example din, pag nagsauli ka, or kung ang buyer ay nagsauli sa iyo ng items, no? So, you are going to, or ikaw, nagsauli ka ng items doon sa supplier mo, so you will be crediting your merchandise inventory account to signify the decrease in your merchandise inventory. So, most probably, no, dito sa perpetual inventory, real time, no, yung pag-record, or real time or updated yung record natin sa merchandise inventory account, unlike dito sa periodic inventory system. So, mas updated, no, kasi every time there is movement in your inventory, automatic you also record it under the perpetual inventory system, unlike doon sa periodic inventory system. Now, in relation to physical count naman, no? So, under periodic inventory system, take note class that you will not know how much is the merchandise inventory balance, no, or ending balance, unless magkakandak ka ng physical count. Okay? So, only then na malalaman mo kung magkano yung ending balance ng merchandise inventory account mo. So, kasi nga, 'di ba, every time na meron kang mga purchases or merong movement sa iyong inventory, ay hindi mo naman nire-report or nire-record as merchandise inventory, no, debits and credits of your merchandise inventory account. So, ibig sabihin, for you to be able to establish your ending balance na ng merchandise inventory, you still need to do physical count. So, mag-ihapsa ka before mo ma-establish kung pila ang ending na merchandise inventory. So, unless, no, you do physical count, you will not know how much your ending inventory. Except if, again, this is not, yung cases wherein pwede ka lang mag-estimate, no, yung sinasabi natin inventory estimation, which is only applicable kapag interim, no, na reporting, or kapag impractical yung pag-conduct ng physical count. But again, physical count is required, no, or needed talaga kapag end of year ito, no, or end of the accounting period na report yung gagawin mo. Now, under the perpetual inventory system, so take note na still you will do physical count, no? So, hindi naman yan mawawala ang physical count, no, even if perpetual siya. Kaso lang dito, sa perpetual inventory system, so since meron ka ng or meron kang record, no, yung T account mo or ledger mo, I mean yung ledger mo ng merchandise inventory account ay updated siya. So every time merong movement sa merchandise inventory mo, nire-record mo siya agad. So therefore, dito sa perpetual inventory system, kahit hindi mo pa or hindi ka pa nakapag-conduct ng physical count, meron ka ng hint kung magkano yung inventory mo or merchandise inventory mo, and, no, based doon sa records mo, no, based doon sa ledger ng merchandise inventory account. Pero again, no, as I've said, still it is needed to do or to conduct physical count. Kasi you have to compare, no, na yung nasa records ba ay nag-reconcile doon sa physical count. Okay, example, no, Toyota. Sa imong record na apakay duha ka Fortuner, pero sa actual di ay kay isa na lang. So, lisod pod, no, asa man ni adto ang Fortuner. Lisod pod ko yung tag na misplace ra siya. No, so, there is really a need for us to confirm, no, through physical count our records or accounting records. Kasi kapag merong discrepancy, dapat meron kang gawing adjustment to reflect what is really on hand. So another thing is the records or the documents used, no? So under sa periodic inventory system, it does not use stock cards. So ano ba yung stock cards? Yung stock cards, no? Say for example, you own yung sinasabi natin na ano ba to, car, no? Car dealer. So Toyota. So their products, of course, cars, no? So they will have different, no, stock card for different models, no? So iba yung stock card ng Fortuner, for example, iba yung stock card ng Vios. So that is applicable for perpetual inventory system, no? Meron silang mini-maintain na stock card. So dito sa perpetual inventory system, kasi usually, no, bakit ba hindi applicable yung stock card sa periodic inventory system? Kasi parang ano naman, diba, impractical. Like for example, your business is sari-sari store. So every time, no, mahalinan ka o isa ka candy, as in automatic na po ka stock card ka dahil lista ka sa stock card. So that would be very impractical, no? Ay, pila man to, no? Example, tinapa, nipa itong tinapa niya. Lalahi pa yung brand, no? Na ay Atami, na ay Nagoya, na ay sa pa na, no? Atamo, di ay Atamo lang. So, lahi siya brand. So, for a different, kung lahi ang iyang description, no? Or lahi na siya nga klaseng inventory, that should have a separate stock card. So, if you're only implementing manual, no, na record keeping sa imong inventory, tapos periodic inventory system ka, it will really be impractical for you to maintain stock cards. So unless if you have computerized na system wherein meron na mga barcodes, for example, na mas madali na lang matrace, no, yung mga inventory. So for example, pag merong sales, no, so kung computerized na, no, naka-integrate na yung inventory system, no, na computerized. So, example, kung meron kang sale, so automatic na lang, no, pag-punch ng teller or ng cashier, automatic ma-reflect na yun as deduction. So, again, that is if mapapadali ang trabaho or stock card should be applicable kapag computerized, no. So, mas ano siya, mas ma-update mo agad yung iyong records. So, yun, no? So, sa periodic, walang stock card. Sa perpetual, merong stock card. Then, lastly, the computation of cost of goods sold. So, under the periodic inventory system, so doon sa ating napag-aralan sa ULOA, no? So, you have, ito yung formula na sinasabi niya, no? Na for you to be able to compute the cost of goods sold, no? You have to add your net purchases and the beginning, again, no, this is merchandise inventory, and then after that you deduct your ending, no, merchandise inventory. Change lang muna natin. Okay, so tapos pag perpetual naman, so what you can do is, now you simply add all of the cost of the issued or all of the cost of the inventory na sold, or I mean all of the goods, no, na sell mo during that period. Kasi 'di ba, every time meron kang sale, ina-update mo yung stock card mo. Every time there is movement of your inventory, automatic ina-update mo yung stock card mo. So, the cost of sales. So, computed by adding all the cost of the So again, no, the cost of goods sold under the perpetual inventory system is computed by adding all of the cost na ng mga goods na na-sell mo, which can be reflected in the stock card. So i-add mo lang, no, like example, magkano yung cost nung nabentang item. So you just look at your stock card. No, ay nahalin na Fortuner. So tan-awon lang na pila man ang cost nga stock ato nga Fortuner. So yun yung i-report mo as cost of goods sold. Okay? So let us now proceed to the entries. So ito naman i-discuss natin ang difference ng periodic sa perpetual inventory system using, no, or in terms of the journal entries nga gagawin. No? So, we have here for the sales transaction. So, depende ito whether the sale transaction is a cash sale or is sales an account. So, under periodic inventory system, magde-debit tayo ng cash or accounts receivable as applicable and credit tayo ng sales. So, the same also with perpetual. So, ganun lang din. Kaso lang, for the perpetual inventory system, meron kang isa pang entry, no? Magde-debit tayo ng cost of sales or cost of goods sold. Magde-credit tayo ng inventory or specifically merchandise inventory. No? So, yan, no? Pag perpetual yan, every time meron kang sale, automatic ni-reduce mo rin ang iyong merchandise inventory. So, for your sales, for sales returns and allowances, so ito naman yung ating entry. So under the under sa ating periodic inventory system, so ito yung entry natin. So we debit sales returns and allowances and credit either cash or accounts receivable. So, i-credit natin ang cash, no, kung originally the transaction was a cash sale. So, magre-refund ka. Pero pag ang transaction naman ay sales and account, you just have to reduce, no, your accounts receivable to recognize your returns and allowances. So, next is under the perpetual inventory system. So, we just have to recognize. So, dapat mag-record din tayo ng sales, returns, and allowances. So, we debit sales, returns, and allowances. And credit either cash or accounts receivable. Hindi na maigo. Yan, no? And then another entry, no, to recognize the increase na pod sa ato ang inventory kasi giuli man sa ato ang buyer. So, we debit merchandise inventory and then credit cost of sales. So, parang binaliktad lang ito. Okay? So, next transaction would be sales discount. So, pag sales discount, yan, no? This is your entry. Debit ka ng cash. It has something to do with collection already. So, sales discounts, or shall we say, recording your collection within the discount period. So, you just debit your cash for the collection or the amount collected. Then, debit sales discount, credit accounts receivable. So, the same also with your perpetual inventory system. For the purchases naman, the debit tayo or, no, purchases transaction. So, under periodic inventory system, so gagamit tayo ng purchases na account. So, depende yan kung cash ba na purchases or on account ba na purchases. So, the same lang, no? So, under sa ating perpetual inventory system, so again, no, you just take note of this, that here, instead of debiting purchases account, you are crediting now merchandise inventory account. So, the same also with your transportation cost. So, pag meron tayong transportation or pag meron tayong binayaran and sinolder na transportation, tas tayo yung buyer, magre-report tayo ng freight in. So, credit cash and credit accounts payable. So, as applicable, no? And then, kapag naman perpetual inventory system, so ito yung ating entry. So, debit tayo ng merchandise inventory kasi nga magdadagdagan yung cost ng ating inventory. Tapos, ito is return, no? Meron kang sinauli sa yung supplier. So, you simply debit accounts payable and credit purchase returns and allowances under your periodic inventory system. But, under the perpetual inventory system, so mag-credit tayo ng merchandise inventory. So, for the purchase discount, again, this is something related to payment naman, no? So, nagbayad ka ng iyong utang. So, within the discount period. So, if that is the case, then you simply, of course, na-debit your accounts payable, credit purchase discounts, and credit cash. So, dito, debit tayo ng accounts payable, tapos credit tayo ng merchandise, inventory, then credit cash. So, again, this is just to reflect, no, the reduction of the value of your merchandise inventory because of the discount. Okay. So, next is in relation to closing the beginning inventory balance. So, this one is applicable only to your periodic inventory system, no? Kasi ang gagawin natin, no, at the end of the accounting period, kasi if you can imagine, class, no, the ledger of a merchandise inventory account would have no entries, no, from siguro yung start lang ng year, no, meron siya beginning balance, but since the entries, no, the account titles that we use kapag merong purchases, for example, is naka-separate, so you would expect that the merchandise inventory account will have no other entries, no, except siguro pag merong adjustment, but basically wala siyang entry. So that at the end of the accounting period, so yung balanse na naka-reflect doon sa ledger ng merchandise inventory usually ay equivalent lang siya sa merchandise inventory beginning. So, what we're going to do is, kasi diba hindi naman yan applicable, so yung gagawin natin, i-close natin yung merchandise inventory beginning. So, we debit income summary and credit merchandise inventory. So, again, here, what you're going to record is the beginning balance of your inventory. Next would be, no, ito, establishing the ending inventory balance. So, dito, di ba, we have done physical count. So, pag meron na tayong merchandise inventory, based on the physical count, we have to establish it. No? So, this is your ending merchandise inventory. And then, we credit it to income summary. So, for those entries, of course, dito sa ating perpetual inventory system, wala na siyang entry kasi updated naman yung merchandise inventory natin. So, except na lang kung merong discrepancy. So, ito, no, this one, the last entry is applicable for perpetual inventory system. Like, for example, no, when you compare now your records and your physical count, tapos the kulang, no? So, there's what we call shrinkage or losses, no? So, meron siyang losses because of yung merong discrepancy ang records mo tsaka yung physical count. So, if that's the case, if that's considered normal, for example, so you only have to debit cost of sales and credit merchandise inventory. So, that's how you recognize it.